Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. All right, I'm gonna pitch something at you guys. To
Okay.
me, the biggest concern that I have is with Kentucky. And the reason I say that it's with Kentucky, and I want to put this into context. So,
Oh boy.
well, no, I think that
Watch out, Lexington.
Well, I think what we've seen this week is exactly what we expected Kentucky to be this year, right? When they are good, they are going to be unstoppable. That offense, when it gets clicking, when Reed Shepherd's making shots, when Robert Dillingham is Robert Thrillingham, when DJ Wagner is able to be effective getting into the paint and making plays, when Justin Edwards is flying around, getting offensive rebounds, making shots, doing shit in transition, when they have Trey Mitchell making threes and running the offense from the high post, when Aaron Bradshaw's coming in and doing similar stuff that Trey Mitchell is now that he's back. I think that this team is, when they are at their best offensively, they are as good as anybody in college basketball, maybe the most dangerous offense in the sport when they get going. But a lot of that is reliant on guys like Dillingham, who's a little bit streaky, on guys that are going to make a bunch of threes, and on transition. And when they can't get stops and they can't get out in transition, and you have a guy like Dillingham who's kind of having an off night, like, I think that we're going to see some real lows with this group as well. And I guess, like, so what UNC Wilmington did in the second half was they kind of figured out that Trey Mitchell doesn't really like guarding ball screens, and they put a bunch of guys in ball screens and they forced some switches and they did some ISO stuff. And they basically just said, like, look, we got a bunch of old dudes that have won at a good conference over the years, and we're going to just kind of bet that Trezarian White's going to be able to go out there and get a bucket no matter who you put on him, that if we put Trey Mitchell on the ball screen, we're going to be able to find something to make it happen, right? And Kentucky didn't really have an answer. And because they weren't doing much offensively and because they couldn't get out in transition, we kind of saw what their limitation is. So I think this week we've seen the ceiling for Kentucky and the floor for Kentucky. And my question, Fanta, is how confident are you that we can see a ceiling game from Kentucky without seeing a floor game, and whether or not they can kind of raise that? You know what I mean? Like, you got to win 6 in March.
That's it. That's it. How confident am I in seeing the ceiling game 6 times in a row?
Mm-hmm.
Not confident. I'm not confident in that. You have to win 6 in a row to win the national championship. So the answer is no, I'm not. I mean, could they catch the wave and ride it? Yes. But the chances of that happening are fewer when you've got freshmen. There's no denying the talent that John Calipari has.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, if the game is close late and they're stuck in the half court and you are doing enough defensively to force them into some contested looks, you're going to be able to hang in on the glass. UNCW out-rebounded Kentucky in this game. They out-rebounded them by 1, but that shows you. It's not like UNCW has an unbelievable rebounder. Trezarian White just had a stud game. That kid is a bucket. I give Trezarian credit for staying at UNCW. He's a stud, man. And Takeo hasn't put his name out there enough. He's going to get a bigger job. He's done a great job with that program. But to me, guys, like, this is how Kansas came back. Kentucky played an unbelievable first 28, 30. Well, actually, they didn't play great in the first 10 minutes of the game. They put together an unbelievable 20-ish minutes against Kansas. It was so good that they got a control on the game. They lost all control at the Champions Classic when Bill Self said, I will literally, off of a shot attempt, send 3 defenders back. If you watch the game, Dickinson and McCullough are running back to the other end of the floor when Harris is hoisting a shot. Because you got to stick him in the half court. You got to stick him in the half court. This is one of Cal's better teams in recent years. But Cal's best teams are going to run. When the running is taken away from them, it's not that hard to comprehend. They're not a great half-court offensive team. If you look at the figures here from Saturday, if you are able to limit Justin Edwards, which they did, to 0 for 5 from 3, if you can limit Robert Dillingham, You can't let Shepard and Dillingham get going in their mode. If both those guys are on, Kentucky's going to be able to win a lot of games and a lot of games in March.
If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use the bonus code FIELD200 and you will receive $200 in bonus bets instantly when placing your first wager of at least $10 with BetMGM. Here's what you got to do. Download the BetMGM app. Sign up using the bonus code FIELD200. Deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game regardless of sport. You will receive $200 in bonus bets regardless of the outcome of your wager. Just make sure that you use the bonus code FIELD200 when you sign up. And remember, BetMGM is now available under one wallet in select states. As a New Jersey resident, this is super convenient for me when I have to go cover games in New York or Philly. When crossing state borders, just log into your existing account instead of having to create new accounts in each state that you go to. And most importantly, I got to let you know, we do have some fun stuff coming up for this college basketball season. Bet insurance tokens, college hoops odds boosts, my personal favorite, parlay odds boosts. So download the BetMGM app today.
And I still believe in this Kentucky team. Big Blue Nation, you hated me in the preseason for not ranking you. This is why, though. This is legit. I'm just going to explain it right now. This is why I did not rank you. Because I have trouble trusting you. You have top 20, 25 talent. You have the talent. But you are unproven in being able to string it together over the full course of a season. To me, guys, when they beat Miami, a lot of people were surprised. T.O., Miami's style plays right into Kentucky's hands.
Yep.
That wasn't that surprising, but they treated it like a Super Bowl win. It was a great win. But in this sport, you got to put it together. Game in and game out, like your Clemson Tigers have.
Boom. Boom. Reed Shepard was good in that game. I feel like that's worth mentioning.
What game?
Yeah.
The game on Saturday? Yeah, Reed Shepard's been great all year.
Reed Shepard was stupid good on Saturday, okay?
He has been so good.
His second half, I think he had 23 and 5 assists in the second half.
You know what's funny is in the offseason, all three of us were like, man, Cal's not even mentioning Reed Shepard with all these other freshmen. He's not even mentioning him, and he's far and away the best one.
Yeah,
maybe that's
far
why.
and away. It's not even close. He's not streaky. He's solid. His bad games are still solid.
Oh, he's great. He's a first.
Tio, I want to ask you this about Kentucky. Is this just like freshmen being freshmen? Is this something where as you kind of get further into the season, as these guys kind of realize like, hey, look, you know what? You might have just beat the brakes off Miami. You might be feeling yourself a little bit. You still got to show up the next night. Is this just a learning curve for them? Because that's kind of where I'm at.
I think they undervalued UNC Wilmington. I think they overlooked them a little bit. Like, that's a good team. K.O. Siddle's put together a good team, and old teams can beat you sometimes. This has been the concern, guys. This has been the concern pretty much all year. Young teams in a world right now where the sport is so old, this is where it's concerning. Outside of that, I don't know that it's necessarily the young guys that didn't participate as much. I mean, Trey Mitchell, one of what 2 of 5?
Yeah, and one great.
Got to have more there. 6 boards. Got to have more there. You got to find ways. This is a game that Kentucky would have. Here's the conundrum. This is a game that Kentucky would have won last year because of Oscar Tshiebwe.
Mm-hmm.
This is a game that they lost this year because they don't have Oscar Tshiebwe.
Yeah.
Yet, here we are, kind of, yeah.
I think getting Aaron Bradshaw there, that can be a little bit more of a defensive anchor. You mentioned long, athletic, big man. I think he'll be a better defender than go back and watch anyone listening to this. If you want to see something funny, go back and watch Trey Mitchell ball screens defensively. If you want to see somebody play like they
Olay.
Yeah, a little bit of the Olay, a little bit of the I'm not letting Trey Mitchell play drop coverage. Yeah, letting Trey Mitchell play drop coverage. Let's just say maybe isn't going to have him the most engaged that he can be. So I think that getting Aaron Bradshaw will help that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. Especially if he's only going to go 2 for 5. Aaron Bradshaw will go 2 for 5.
Yep. Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.